Activate Weird Science Fair. Run experiment soap souffle.
Hi everybody, my name is Andrew and I'm one of the environmental educators here at Clay Pit Pond State Park Preserve. In today's Weird Science Fair experiment, we're going to be making soap souffle, but before we get started, you'll need to gather some supplies. First, a microwave-safe plate or bowl. Second, you'll need Ivory brand bar of soap. You may want a butter knife for breaking the bar of soap apart, and you'll also need access to a microwave. Because this experiment involves using the microwave, make sure you have an adult supervision before we get started. Alright, let's go! Okay, to get started, we're going to need to first unwrap our soap bar. Let's go ahead and make some observations about it now that it's unwrapped. So mine says Ivory on the front of it, and it's fairly light for a bar of soap, and it feels and smells pretty nice. Next, we're going to try to break it in half. Try to do it with your hands first, but if you can't, you can use your butter knife. Mine broke apart pretty easily. Let's make some observations about the break. Mine has some holes in it. These could have been bubbles of air before we broke it open. It also feels kind of rough. Alright, let's cut these in half to make them into 4 smaller pieces. Great! Now we'll evenly distribute them on the plate, and we'll go over to our microwave for the next step.
Okay, we have our soap in our microwave, and we're basically ready to go. We're going to run it for about 1 minute, but depending on the strength of your microwave, you might need to run it for a little bit more or a little bit less. You should be able to tell as we watch our soap closely what's the right amount of time for your microwave. So once you're ready, close the door and start your experiment. Whoa, look at that! Our soap's starting to grow! Alright, our microwave's all done, and let's open up for a better look. Don't touch it yet though, the soap is going to be very hot. Wow, look how big it got. Let's give it a few minutes to cool off, and we'll discuss what happened and look at it more back at the table. Okay, we're back at the table with a close-up view of the soap, and boy does it smell good in here. But look how much our soap expanded. For reference, this is how big it was before. It's almost tripled in size. That's pretty big. And is your bar stiff? Mine is pretty stiff, but quite fluffy too. Look at how much it flakes. All right, now let's talk about why this happened, because what happened was pretty neat. So, our bar of soap started to expand because of something called Charles's Law. This law explains that when gases start to heat up, they expand. Do you remember earlier when we broke our bar of soap apart? Remember seeing all those air pockets? Well, all the gases inside of there started to expand as we heated it up. The bar of soap started to melt a little bit too. Because of this, as these bubbles expanded, they were able to push the soap into all these funky shapes. That's pretty neat, right? Well, now that our experiment is done though, don't just throw away your soap. Put it by a sink and use it to wash your hands next time. Alright, that's it for today's Weird Science Fair experiment. I hope you enjoyed.